So let's start with like I said earlier, Messi officially. Well, actually, not officially to Inter Miami.
Yeah, it's true.
Messi's only announced the signing by Inter Miami. But let's talk about it. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it the right move? Is it the right move for Inter Miami? What needs to change? All this sorts of stuff. Um, someone start me off. Someone start off with your initial thoughts.
I got you.
Okay.
Great move.
Okay.
Great move for Messi, for the MLS. Entirely, not just Inter Miami. The entire MLS. Now it brings an even bigger spotlight on the MLS than it already had. It's a smaller one, but now it's a bigger one because now a lot of more people are going to be watching it around the world to check on how Messi's doing. And you got you're definitely going to have Sky Sport, the big broadcasting station covering all Messi related activities, all goals he scores. So it's going to be everywhere, and probably in Europe. And it's going to be really cool to see Messi play. I mean, tickets are already outrageous.
Yeah, we're not going to go see him play, but
yeah, we're not going to see
him from Apple TV, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or any illegal streaming service that we can find.
Damn right.
We can see Messi play. But I think it's great. I think it's good for him based on his contract from what we know of so far. I mean, financially, it looks like a pretty good decision, business move-wise, too. Because he gets a percentage of all Apple TV subscriptions. A percentage of the club if he wants it, and then of course the wages, but that's probably not going to be a whole lot, but still a decent amount, and then some other undisclosed things that have not been released yet. But he said, I think Messi in his interview said that he's still things are getting hammered out in the contract, but it's officially good as done, unless
it's not official, as like I said earlier. The deal hasn't been finalized, but could be finalized this week apparently.
That's great.
Apparently,
a lot more people are going to be interested.
A lot of people, which is a good thing. But I will bring up a little bit how that might be a bad thing. Not a bad thing, but how we keep it, make sure it's a good thing. Anyways, but back to the contract thing. Apparently, MLS and Inter Miami were both blindsided by Messi's announcement of going to Inter Miami, which is a shocker. A little bit, because obviously the contract isn't confirmed. So why make the announcement if the contract isn't confirmed? Because you never know what can happen. Apparently the Adidas component part of the contract is separate from the MLS contract, so that's just a whole other thing. That's probably sweetening his deal coming over here. Let's see. One thing I want to talk about too is Inter Miami don't have a stadium right now, or they do temporary though, because they're still in the process of building it. So they're playing at some I don't know exactly where, but I should have known, but not at their real home. Kind of BTEC kind of MLS stadium here, because it's not even done. So they might move to a Hard Rock Stadium where I think Dolphins play. Andres, correct me if I'm wrong.
Hard Rock Stadium. Dolphins play.
That's right. So they're discussing some games here because you can't keep Messi in this second level stadium here.
Yeah,
big exciting of all time. He can't be playing on the Sunday League pitch. It's not, but that's just a joke. Do you give me your thoughts about Messi coming to Florida?
I'm gonna be honest. Hold on, wait. I want to preface this saying I think it's upsetting to know that this was Messi's last season in Europe. Like that, the GOAT, the best we've ever seen to do it, and he could still compete at the highest level. Is going to end it kind of in Europe with this last season. He hasn't won a Champions League since 2015. I feel like he deserved to win at least one more, get himself up to 5 Champions Leagues. Now, obviously, no one can blame him. We can always just look at the horrible management of Barcelona and of PSG. But it's a little sad, I'm not going to lie, knowing that, the greatest player we've ever seen, the one who was still balling in the World Cup literally just, 6 months ago now?
Last year, yeah.
Yeah, is kind of calling it quits on the highest level. I'm not going to lie with you. I think it's an end of an era there. With that being said, of course, I'm not against seeing him in the MLS. I mean, I get to watch him play on Apple TV, like you said, not going to be in person, but on Apple TV, I get to watch him play, and it's gonna be great. And he'll ball out. He'll most likely destroy every MLS team, and it'll be great. But I'm not gonna lie, it's a bittersweet. That's
bittersweet.
Yeah. Bittersweet.
I like that. Okay, I like that take. I mean, it's different than most people talk about because from a European football fan perspective, it's different. I want to So I just raised the point where it's going to be great for the league. How he's going to come over here, a lot more attention, like twice, 3 times, 4 times as many. I mean, you just look at Inter Miami's Instagram follower count; like that went up like crazy overnight, essentially.
Yeah.
Um, this is going to bring a lot of attention to the MLS, which is good, which is good. But what does the MLS do to keep that attention for when he's gone? Because once he's gone, all these Messi fanboys, you're not going to care. I mean, same with the Saudi Arabian League and Ronaldo, right? Like, they're not going to care about the Saudi League once Ronaldo's done. So what could the MLS do to maintain their attention, keep them watching? I think just things like that.
I think. Oh no, I'm about to sneeze again. Oh dear.
Jeez.
I got it.
I'll take over.
Oh no, I
You
got
good?
it real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I think it's when he's here, they got to focus on the level of play that's going on the pitch in terms of focusing not just on Messi, but like the teams that he's playing against, and show like try and emphasize the quality they have to an extent, so that people know that this league isn't just a joke. You know, they like it's getting better and it's gonna be better as the years go by. So I think they're going to focus also on Messi in the meantime, but also focus on all the different teams and all the players so that people can get interested and actually, instead of just following Messi, they actually fall in love with the team possibly, or also fall in love with a different team or support a team, not fall in love, but like a team. So they keep their interest personally. I don't know how they'll do that exactly. Maybe through a TV show would help loads, because you already got the Messi hype. People want to know.
They are recording a documentary apparently of him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like a separate MLS TV show, Apple TV. I don't even know. Netflix, Apple TV, Netflix, Amazon. Who gives a shit? Just a TV show surrounding all the clubs, or like a specific handful. We already talked about this in an old episode, but like I feel like you gotta build off that hype and then make a TV show so people are already so interested they want to learn more about Messi. But in the meantime, you add stuff about other MLS clubs in there so people learn about that as well.
Fair dues. I like that. There you
go. Sorry, what was the question?
Jesus Christ!
He said he wanted to fill in for me.
I did. I had something in my head, and then I saw.
What does the MLS do to maintain the Messi attention after Messi's gone?
Yes. Okay. That's what I was gonna say. Actually, I really want to get on that first point that I'm just talking about. The level of play has to get better. It just has to get better. I think better players need to be recruited all around. That doesn't mean get the best players from Europe, but better players, like, they scout them better. And we're making progress on it already, but we can always do better. Better football needs to be played. Let's be honest. There's some teams out there, we won't name names. But
San Jose.
Why is it always San Jose? If anything, it's fucking Galaxy. Man, always just calling out San Jose. I'm gonna get the guy a San Jose jersey one day.
So,
Jesus.
Basically, just the level of play on and off the field needs to get better. There needs to be people need to look at the MLS and not be like, oh, look how shit that player is. Like, don't get me wrong, that's going to happen. We say that in the Premier League all the time, but at least those players in their crap, they're still better than the ones the crap wins in the MLS. So, and obviously it's not fair to compare the two leagues, but my point is basically just raise that level, and just start getting it more and more competitive all around. I think that's I just want to see that. And then, like, you can have the TV shows and the documentaries and have the franchises on stuff like that. That's cool. Make the money, get the word out there. But I think for me, as a football purist, I just want to see the game get better at a higher level.
Yeah. I think it's also, too, it's a big debate right now as well. Like, what Inter Miami, I think the MLS doesn't know how to handle this arrival. Because, I mean, look at the league. We know, if you don't know, like, the intricacies of the rules of the league and the policies, it's crazy in comparison to any other league. It's very American. We've talked about this plenty of times before. But I just want to bring to attention, like, Inter Miami got caught cheating like a year or two ago. They got docked tons of money. All the stuff. They're currently under the punishment. Others are under punishment. Whatever. So and they're able to bring Messi over. It's a little confusing. It's a little like MLS is giving a lot of leeway to this team to bring the biggest signing of all time over. But I think it's also grounds to call for the whole league as the league as a whole, this could be a reason for the league as a whole to change policies and stuff like that, and rules. I mean, if Inter Miami can get away with stuff like this, then all the other teams should, and then it shouldn't be getting away with it at that point. There should be things change, roster rules, things like that. Everyone knows like the roster size is way too small. So many people complain about it, and it keeps the level of quality very low because you're playing with tired players at some point, and those players, they're not going to perform and things like that. So it raises interesting questions, and also raises, I think, Golden Bowl. They have the Copa Libertadores in South America, which is like the biggest club tournament in South America. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but the scenes every year, especially when like River Plate plays Boca Juniors, things like that. But they're going to invite Inter Miami to play in the tournament, so MLS is going to change their ways, change how they look for all the other teams to be invited. Because why should Inter Miami just be there just to see Messi play? Like, it's good, but how good? How it kind of makes you think personally, how good really is it for the rest of the league other than Messi, or other than Inter Miami? I'm sorry, Inter Miami. I don't know. Just a question to be raised, or just a thought to be had. The MLS has to deal with that. Yeah,
it's going to be a lot more complex than what people think in terms of spotlight and the MLS, because you can definitely tell what the MLS is thinking is like, oh, bring in Messi, a bunch of more views. That's true, but it's only going to be probably to Inter Miami, and a few maybe go on to other clubs, but we'll have to see what happens. But it all depends. It depends on. We always say this. It depends on what the MLS does. Hopefully, don't wet the bed.
Yeah.
And they're on top of it. Yeah, they very well could squander this massive opportunity, but I hope they don't. Yeah. And it just depends on what they do and how they're able to spin it in different directions and see what they can do with it.